I almost got expelled from college because I made a TikTok video and it went viral. Like, it was millions of freaking people. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna go to college. I didn't even think about like what the next week would be, truthfully.
You had to spend a lot for your education?
So I'm in debt, like really badly right now.
More than 50 grand?
One of the reasons that I decided to do the major that I did was because when I was little, I was in foster care and then I was adopted. And I talked to my advisor and he goes, honestly, like, I don't think you'd be a good teacher. And I was like, first off, I was like offended. It just was hard sometimes because it's like for other people, it was easier to like, I guess, learn. And for me, it was way harder. When I was in second grade, I got held back like I'm pretty sure 2 times. I'm not even joking, like 2 times, which I think for me, that was the struggle, was all my Common Core classes were super hard for me. Where I am is that you have to advocate for yourself. Like, no more little kid stuff where you're like not do anything and like, you know, my teachers and my mom are gonna help me. Like, you have to be like, hey, I don't understand this, help me. And that's the part that I think is really hard.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Big 4 and 3 in the building, aka Marsco of Marsco Media, the hottest thing to come out of Western Mass since basketball. And man, I can't tell you how happy I am to be sitting here again. Haven't done anything like this, haven't sat in front of a camera and made content in so freaking long. So first of all, just want to say thank you to anybody who's watching. And more importantly, thank you to the guest who's sitting down with me today. And I'll dive right into it because this is an important topic to me. Sitting right to my right, you heard me, right to the right. I have a graduate, not only with her bachelor's, but also her master's, a 2025 graduate with a master's degree in social work. Shout out to Laurentina. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you feeling? I know you were talking a little bit earlier, you said you were a little nervous, but after seeing me fumble through that intro a little bit, did that make you feel a little better?
Yes.
I'm glad to hear, I'm glad to hear. But realistically, I mean, this is one of your first times, in front of a camera. Definitely the first time in front of my audience that may or may not exist. We'll find out. But talk to me about your life a little bit. I mean, like, you're here now. How old are you, Laurentina?
26.
26?
Almost.
Pushing 30?
I know, let's not talk about 30? It.
That's crazy, but hey, it's been a long life then. The person that you are here now today, I mean, what was life like growing up? Like, what was your childhood like?
Well, that's a lot. Well, I'm from California, obviously. I'm from the Bay Area, Oakland.
Okay.
I moved to Western Mass around, I was like 18-ish. Wow. 18, and then obviously we went to school together for undergrad, for college.
What was your life like in the Bay Area? Because that sounds like that was most of your adolescence. Like, what was that life like?
Yeah, it was very different. It was just super different from Massachusetts. It's doesn't snow out there at all. I love like the culture out there. We just have a very like, I don't know, it's like a different vibe. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's great.
What would you say was the biggest difference from, like, you know, moving from California to over here? Like, was it like a big culture shock?
Definitely. It was definitely a culture shock. The food is like, I'm not gonna lie, I like it out there better. I don't know, like, there's just a lot that's different. I went to a school, like, in high school with, like, around, like, I think it was, like, 7,000 students.
Dang.
Yeah, it was outdoor campus too. So
damn, that's like one of those movies, like the High School Musical movies.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
That's really awesome.
So moving out here was definitely like different, but I also have seen all the like good parts of Western Mass that I really like, and I don't know, but I don't know how to say.
No, you're all good. So I mean, we kind of already touched on it a little bit more. I mean, so like in your family, was there people who, like, you looked up to, possibly, like, that made you want to, like, you know, do things? Because at this point in your life, you know, growing up, living in California, did you move to Western Mass to go to college?
No. So my family moved out here because they were just, like, I guess you could say they were just kind of, like, done with California in a way because it's so expensive out there, especially the Bay Area, which is, I lived in Oakland and then, like, San Francisco. Like, it's, like, super, super expensive. Yeah. But I would say that, I don't know, I guess one thing that I didn't mention was one of the reasons that I decided to do the major that I did was because when I was little, I was in foster care and then I was adopted. And that's kind of what I wanted for, like, in my future to help someone that like someone helped me, you know?
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. And we're definitely gonna dive deeper into that. But before we get there, I just want to kind of paint the picture a little bit. So, boom, you're in the Bay Area, you're in school. What kind of student were you like back at this 7,000 person high school? Like, who was Laurentina? Like, what were you doing back then?
I was just going to school. I was just there, honestly. Like, if you showed up, you got good grades. And I showed up because some kids didn't. So it was very like relaxed. Like the education is probably like, I would say one of the worst places to be in school at. Like we didn't really have books or anything. Like we didn't, like you said, if you showed up, you'd get a good grade. So at least I showed up when I was there. But I would say I was a pretty good student. I did struggle.
A's and B's or what?
I don't know, probably like less than that, like C's and D's.
So you said you struggled. Like struggled how?
I have like learning challenges, so all the time I was like in like one of the, you know, like the extra classrooms, like the sped classrooms. So that was that was me.
So did they make you walk in a straight line to lunch?
No.
Like,
and I didn't take the special bus. But
hell yeah, long buses only. Long buses only.
Actually, we don't have buses there, but
how do I get to school?
You walk or you take a car. Yeah.
Swag.
But
that's why you got mad traffic out there.
Oh my god, the traffic is horrible. Yeah, it's really bad. But yeah, I don't know. It just was hard sometimes because it's like for other people it was easier to like, I guess, learn. And for me it was way harder. So like when I was in second grade, I got held back like I'm pretty sure 2 times. I'm not even joking. Like 2 times because of like the education and like my IEP and like learning that I needed an IEP. And then through school, I always struggled like with math. Like that was like the one thing I was just like, oh my god, like I don't do numbers. Like what are we doing? But yeah, so I had an IEP and I struggled, and then I moved to Northampton. Okay. And that's where I was kind of like, oh, okay, like this is so different. Like the school is smaller, like people actually care about their grades and like education. And I was like, this is weird. But obviously I still had some like special ed classes, you could say. They're more like classes where you just go and like do study hall. So that was nice to get that like one-on-one support. But other than that, like I don't know, I just like did my classes and I graduated, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to go to college. I was just like, you know what, maybe I'm just going to like, I don't know. I don't even know. I wasn't even thinking that far. Like, I didn't even think about like what the next week would be, truthfully. Like, I was just like, and then I was like, oh, let me just see, like, what about Westfield State? Okay. And then they had this program, the Urban Ed program, which I was just like, oh, okay, maybe I'll go. Like, they're going to give me money. And like,
so then my question, so I'm guessing this is your senior year? Yeah. So at what point did like even going to college enter your mind? Because when it sounds like, you made it seem like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about college. Like it doesn't sound like you like school that much.
Not really.
Yeah, so like at what point you're like, oh, maybe I will go to college? Like when did that kind of cross into your mind? Or what caused it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it was because everyone else was going to college. So I felt like the pressure to be like, oh, well, everyone else is going. Like, why, I'll go too.
And was there anybody like in your personal life telling you like, oh, you should go to college? Like, was there anybody that wasn't named Laurentina telling you you should go to college or that you need to go to school?
Probably definitely my parents. My parents were like, you should go to college. Like, it's something that we did. But obviously, like, I don't know. Also, I thought about how before, like, my birth mother, how I would have been, like, first generation. So it would be the first person to go to college. And obviously, my adopted parents, like, both of them went to college. And one of my parents is first gen, so she went to college, too. So I was like, that's kind of cool, I guess. But then I was just like, I guess I'll just, I don't know. Like, everyone else, I felt this, like, stigma that, like, I had to go. And, like, I don't know if you had this in your elementary school, but in mine, we would have classrooms named, like, Harvard or Princeton. Or, like, and they would be, like, setting you up from the start. And I was just like, why are you setting up, like, a kindergartner to go to, like, freaking Princeton? Like,
aim high, right?
I guess, but, like, at the same time, it's like, I guess when I was young, it was in my mind, just, like, I would just see things,
Yeah. No, and I get that. I mean, it was the same way for me, too. I went to my middle school. We had, like, Brown, Harvard, Yale, and all that. Yeah. But, yeah, so then college is on your mind now. You're kind of thinking about it. What was the college application like? You're kind of touching on that a little bit, I feel like. But, like, so what was that process like for you? Like, applying to colleges or, like, figuring out what school you even wanted to go to?
There was only one school I wanted to go to, and it was University of Oregon. And it was because my friends all went there.
Oh.
And I didn't want to be here anymore. I wanted to go back to California.
Okay.
And California and Oregon have this like shared thing where it's like if you go to California, you go to Oregon like for free basically. So I wanted to apply there, but I also just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like I didn't know how to. Like I didn't really know how to apply, what to do. And at that point I was like, whatever, like I guess I'll just like apply to somewhere around here. And then my teacher, shout out to Miss Samo from Northampton, she was like, hey, you should go to Westfield State. They have this program where like you could like get money and go, you know, like the urban ed program. And I was like, I mean, I guess, like, sure. And so then she helped me fill out the application. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I don't want to apply to any other schools. I literally only applied to Westfield State, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't even apply to Oregon, even though that was, like, my dream. And I was like, I don't know, I just felt like it was so much. And, like, I'd have to go back and save money, and a state school is cheaper than, obviously, like, a D1 school. So
yeah, I'm sure you'd be hanging out with Marcus Mariota.
I don't know who that is.
Ah, man. I liked him because his name was also Marcus, but he was a quarterback in, like, 2015 for the Ducks. But it's okay. It's okay. But, yeah, so...
I was just there for my friends.
Hey, that's okay. But you definitely would have went to some football games. That's the whole appeal of a D1 school.
And I did also go to a Catholic school freshman year of high school,
Okay.
where a lot of the people did played football for Oregon.
That's
so
crazy.
I think that's another reason why I was also like, well, everyone from my school goes to Oregon or like Stanford. So I want to go to Oregon or Stanford.
Yeah, is that something you still think about ever? Like, just like
No.
now, like, dang, I wish I would have went.
No.
That's good.
I'm probably in less debt.
Oh, freak yeah. Oh my gosh. Way less debt. Way less debt. So, boom, then. We can kind of talk about it. You applied to Westfield. Like, how soon did you hear back? Like, did you get accepted right away? Was it like, boom, quick, easy?
I don't remember, but I think that I wasn't early admissions, obviously. And then I heard back from Rob.
Okay.
Shout out to Rob. And he did an interview with me because we had to do the interviews.
So when you applied, for people that don't know, I'll kind of give a little backstory because I do know some of this. You went to college, so you went to Westfield State, but you went to a program called Urban Education, like before you went to Westfield State.
Yes.
So did you apply like directly to Westfield and get into Westfield, or did you apply through Urban Education? Like, when did Urban Education come into the mix, and like, how did you hear about them?
I don't know. I kind of just sent the application in, and it just happened.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Actually, it was because of Bonacos. Bonacos is the reason that I applied to Westfield State, now that I'm thinking about it, is because of my learning challenges.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my God, they have a really good like learning center, Bonacos, and if you get into this program, then you'll be supported by, obviously, like the advisors. So I applied. That's what it was, is I think I applied to that.
Okay.
And then from Bonacos, they were like, hey, there's a program. And I was like, sure. And that's how I think I figured that out.
Hey, so they reached out to you, you got the resources. So boom. Yeah. So now we can kind of teleport a little bit. You got accepted into college. I mean, so like you first get to college, whether it was for urban education or like just like for the initial school year, were there any like nerves or jitters, like your first time driving to college? Like what was that feeling like?
I would say that probably, I don't know. I think I was happy because I would be away from my parents. So I don't think I was actually nervous. I think I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then I was also a little bit upset, though, that we had to do the summer program because I was supposed to be going to Transylvania.
Whoa.
In Romania.
That's fire.
For like a program. And I had to choose between urban ed or Romania. And then I chose urban ed because I was like, well, my education versus like a week trip.
True. And hey, like, would you say it was worth it? Did it work out?
I think it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So, boom, now you get into college. Like, talk to me a little about your time in college. Like, what kind of student was LT in college? I mean, like, I feel like you were really popular. I feel like you walked around, you knew everybody, you were super social. But, like, talk to me about, like, your perspective on college. Like even just starting your freshman year, like, what was that like for you? Was it hard? Was it a struggle? Did you have a million friends? Were you in all the clubs? Kind of stay in your room? Like, what was that? What was that?
Well, I guess I would say I was very social. I was definitely in a lot of clubs. I was I did the what is it? The leader program.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as I got
Oh
in.
yeah, I was in that with you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I remember like we learned how to do handshake. I still think about that. Like whenever I shake somebody's hand, I remember she was like, you know, you gotta have a nice.
She's like, you gotta be like firm.
Nice.
And I was like, how? Well, okay.
She'd be so disappointed right now.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna give you one more chance.
Okay. There
That
we
was,
go.
that was fucking fire.
Yeah?
That was fucking fire. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. So I did the leaders program.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the leaders program, I was like, I don't know, I roomed with obviously my friend from high school, and we roomed together. So it was kind of like an easy transition because at that point too, it had already been urban ed.
Yeah.
And then I already knew everyone who was in urban ed. So I knew urban ed, and then I moved in early. And the only reason I did the leaders program, I'm not gonna lie, sorry Westfield, was so I could move in early.
Felt that. Same here.
Yeah, right?
There was
There was
no other reason to do that.
No, because like
a week moving.
Yeah.
Early, it was like a couple days or something. It was fine.
Yeah. So we did that. I met a lot of friends from there. And then I kind of was just, I don't know, like I just was very comfortable. We already knew the campus. We knew how classes worked. I would just hang out with all the urban ed people.
Mm-hmm.
I had my friends from Northampton who came. So I was already kind of like started introducing everyone. Like I felt like Westfield, I was very much like, I kind of knew like a lot of people, and I'd be like, oh, do you know this person? Oh my god, like go meet them, like come to my room, like let's, like everyone just kind of like met each other.
Nice.
And I always like when like I introduce friends to other people, because I think, I don't know, for me it's just very much like I'm just always introducing people to other people, and I think that just becomes like bigger, and like I don't know, I worked out in college, but I'm trying to think what else. Well, I would say as a student, I would say I was okay. Like, I wasn't failing. I was getting D's, C's, and B's.
In college?
Yes.
Oh, how come? Like, why do you feel like you were struggling?
There was just a lot of like, I wasn't like, I guess used to it in certain senses, like especially math.
Okay.
Math is where I struggled, obviously, as we know the most. And I would sit in Bonacos all the time and be like, I just don't understand this. Like, what do you mean this is like, it was stupid math too. It was like the Common Core that we had to do, which by the way, I think is so stupid, but I understand why we do Common Core, obviously.
Why do you do Common Core?
Because it's like kind of how to get your credits. It's mainly a credit thing, which sucks. But obviously, like you need a certain 120 credits to graduate. So any major, you're gonna have to get those credits over time. And so it's easy for freshmen to just be like, hey, here are your simple credits.
Yeah.
Go get these math and English and history, and then now dip into your major. Which I think for me, that was the struggle, was all my Common Core classes were super hard for me. And especially, but not after the urban ed class I had that almost like broke me.
Did you have stats with Bookman too?
No, I didn't have math, and that's what happened is they accidentally put me in 2 histories instead of math. So instead of having 1 history in the first semester, I had like basically 2 in the first year.
Damn.
When we were only supposed to have like 1. And obviously I struggle in math. So during urban ed, I was like, I'm all set. Like, I don't have math. But then, when the semester came out, I was like,
I'm getting smacked. So question. So like when like you're going through these struggles like your freshman year and like academically like you're struggling with some of your classes, did you feel like you had like the help you needed or the resources? Like you kind of felt like you're just out there on your own?
I felt like I had the resources, and I think that as being a beginning college student and like knowing now from where I am is that you have to advocate for yourself in situations where you're struggling. And a lot of the times that I've noticed is that students, and I'm saying this also as someone who was advising Westfield State, because I became an advisor after this.
Oh, wow.
For students at Westfield State, is that, yeah, you're basically like not advocating for yourself. And that is the issue, is that you can't just let yourself go. Like you have to talk to professors, you have to go to Bonacos, you have to sign up for tutoring. Like you have to be like no more little kid stuff where you're like, I'm gonna, not do anything. And like, my teachers and my mom are gonna help me. Like you have to be like, hey, I don't understand this, help me. And that's the part that I think is really hard. So it was hard at first, but then I was like, I need to like step up and be like, okay, you know what? I'm struggling. Let me go to the tutoring.
Okay.
So I think that's the part that clicked like second semester.
Second semester of
Kind
freshman
of
year.
like of COVID. Yeah, it was also we were online. So it was really difficult. But to be like, hey, like I need to stay back, or hey, I need help. Like that's where I was like, okay, like damn, like I need to start advocating for myself.
That's nice. So what do you think caused like the flip the switch? Was it just like I need to take this more seriously, or like was it just like you just got fed up with it? Like what really made you go from like I'm not advocating to I'm gonna advocate for myself, or is it just learning that this is the only way I'm gonna get through it?
It was learning the only way, because I think the thing that flipped for me was that um, as soon as I was done with my Common Core, they were like, okay, now choose your major. And I was like, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
my first major was education,
Okay.
as I wanted to be a teacher. I actually didn't want to be a teacher. I just wanted to help kids.
Mm.
And then I talked to my advisor. It was just like sub advisor. He just like subbed in and he goes, honestly, like, I don't think you'd be a good teacher.
What?
Like, you don't even like to teach. And I was like, first off, I was like offended, because I was like, okay, sir, you're going to come in and tell me, and you've never met me before, that you think that that's a bad, like,
You don't even know me.
thing for me. Yeah. Like, I would be a horrible, basically, I would be a horrible teacher. Like, he basically said that. And then he didn't sign my paper when it was like advising time. So then I was like, oh, and I was like, and he's like, honestly, like, I think you should look into social work, because it sounds like instead of wanting to teach kids, you want to help kids with the problems that they're having out of the house. And I was like, oh, exactly. And he was like, I'm not going to sign your paper. And I was like, okay. So then obviously I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, maybe I should just like change my major. Like, and that's actually kind of how I got into then obviously the classes for social work.
Okay.
Because then we had to transition into our major classes. And then that's when I was like, wait, I love this. Like, I enjoy the things that I'm studying. And now I don't have stupid math and history that I don't care about.
Yeah, and when you say that, and that was like around your junior year?
Sophomore into junior. Because we took like one social work class, and for me, it was so easy. Like, I was like, I love this. It's easy. I'm getting an A. And it was like the first day I got.
Yeah. And so what was that first class?
Intro to social work.
And what did you like? What did you like about it? What was like, damn, yeah, this is that one. This is that shit, yo. What was it?
I think it was just knowing, like, I don't know, being in the system and being in, like, I don't know, like being adopted and like just having that experience and having like an experience of someone who's also been in like different, I guess, like scenarios and like in different cultures and like with different ethnicities. Like, I feel like for me it was just super easy, because a lot of it also was a point of like talking about like racism and talking about like the people that you work with and how like they're minorities and like, and I'm like I'm like, cool. And so for me that was just easy. And obviously like I have my personal experience of like being in the system to then be like, oh, okay, like I could help just like someone's helped me. And I don't know, that was just very, I guess, quote unquote, easy for me. And I think that in social work, you also have to be very empathetic and like, obviously with the clients that you're going to work with. And I was like, wait a minute, like I kind of want to work with people and help people. Like I've always wanted to, like when I was young too, when I got adopted, I told my mom and I was like, I want to work at a shelter. I was like, I really want to work at a shelter. Like I made friends with this like homeless guy on the corner, and we would always like say hi to him. His name was Douglas, by the way. We'd always say hi to him.
Shout out Doug if you're watching this.
Yeah, right. And I would always like give him coins and stuff, but I was always like, I want to do more than just give him money. Like I want to like make him a meal or whatever. And obviously when you're younger, they don't have any services that are like, you know, like food pantries and stuff. They're like, you're too young to work at them. So then I joined an organization called 4-H, and they basically would do that with younger kids and like be able to serve like at shelters and like at other places. So then that was kind of like, wait a minute. It like kind of like, you know, clocked, like it kind of like it kind of like fit together, and I was like, hold on.
Dang, yeah.
Like I like this, and this is what I want to do.
So then would you say that like that conversation with that, you know, that what was he, the advisor, actually was probably right? It was a good thing,
like I think if I didn't talk to him, I probably wouldn't have like gone into social work. I think eventually I would have figured it out. But with him being like, I'm not signing your paper, bro, I would have been like, okay, so I'm a teacher, and I'd probably hate my life.
Damn, shout out to him, yo.
Yeah, I don't know what his name
Shout out
was.
to him. Hella like, dang, insightful. Shout out, that's a good guy right there. So, what would you say then in general? I mean, we've heard a lot about it. Would you say like academics was your biggest struggle, or like what would you say was the biggest struggle you had during your time at college?
Um, oh, that's a hard question. Probably academics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like the basic Common Core were my struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like socially, I was fine. Like I had a lot of friends and I'm very social. I don't know. I didn't really miss my family all that much, truthfully.
Nothing wrong with that. So
Um,
then, what would you say would be your biggest successes from college? Or like, what would you say was one of your biggest accomplishments? Something that you're just really proud of, outside of just graduating, like as a whole, like something that you went through at college. I overcame this mountain, or just what?
I would say I don't know. Honestly, I'm like trying to think, and I can't think of anything. But I know that senior year, like I got a couple awards, which was really nice, and I got a award for my what is it called? Like my final, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What were the awards you got? Like, what were they?
I don't remember.
They're really important, huh? Those really
Yeah,
important
right.
awards, yo.
It was like the Blue Key Award. I think it was called the Blue Key Award and like something. I forgot. I'm
It's all right. If
sorry.
it wasn't giving you no money, it don't matter, right? It wasn't paying nothing. It just gave me a ribbon. I don't care.
I don't. I just got a medal. No, but I did do a lot of like. Actually, did do a lot of financial. What is it called? Like financial aid awards and stuff, and
Yeah.
wrote my story on like why I feel like I deserve obviously money, and I got a lot of grants. I guess you could say.
All right. So boom, we kind of you made it through college. We heard some of your struggles. Like, if you had to describe your college experience in one word, you can take a second to think about it. You can go ahead. What would that have been?
Eventful.
Hmm. What do you mean? Like, break that down. So now you can dive deeper. I gave you one word, and I'll give you a couple more.
I would say eventful just because I didn't think I would be where I am today. And I think that through a series of events, it like got better, but also at the same time, like without those like things, without the struggles, I wouldn't be where I am. So it's just eventful because there's always something going on.
Nice. Okay. So, boom. So now we can kind of move out of we can kind of move past college now a little bit. But actually, we can talk about your graduation just a little bit. So what did graduating college mean for you? I mean, technically, you were saying that you're kind of like a first generation. Like, it's not like your adopted mother and your adopted father went to college, but
Other mother.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to say. Don't cancel me, Laurentina, please. I'm sorry.
We're not canceling him. It's okay, guys. We're good.
I didn't even like get to start yet, and I'm already done. Damn. But yeah, your other mother and other parents. Like, what did it mean to you to graduate college? Like, what was that like?
It felt good. Like I was like, wow, like I did it. Like I don't know any other words. Like I was just kind of like, wow, like I'm like the first person in my family to go to college. It was just kind of like a, okay, like clock it. Like I was just like, wow, like I don't know, I made it this far, but I don't know. I think it was like also just an opportunity to be like, I did it because I felt like I never like completed things ever. So I feel like I was able to just be like, wow, like I finished something. Like, and it kind of feels good, I'm like, wow, okay. And then I decided to go for my master's, literally right after graduating, undergrad. And I was just like, I talked to my advisor, Rob, who I love. And basically he told me, he's like, what do you want to be the master of? Like, do you want to be the master of something? Because that's what it would mean to have your master's, is that you know everything about that. And like, that's what Rob told me, he's like, what do you want to be the master of? And I was just like, I mean, I don't know. Like, that seems like a very big responsibility. Obviously, I was like, what do you mean? Like, the master. And is it good?
They were both looking down.
Yeah, we're like, is it good?
Yeah, thank you, brother.
So yeah, I was just like, wow, like maybe I do want to like complete something even more than what I did, because it's like there's the goals, you have your short-term goals, and then you look at your long-term, and I wasn't really looking long-term, and I was like, wait a minute, like this would be freaking cool. I'd be like 25 with a master's degree.
Okay.
Or I was like conflicted because I was like, well, then I kind of just want to work and like get money, and everyone's saying like, if you don't go to school, you're never going to go back. like to grad school. So I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. You know, that's I was like, let's do it. I was like, yes. So yeah, I did. I applied. I got in, which was really great. I was like, oh my God. I went in for.
And this is at Westfield still?
Yep. And I decided to do Westfield still too because I don't know. I think I was comfortable too, and I knew people, and I knew like the program, and I think it was like such a good decision, truthfully. And I got into advanced 2-year program.
Okay.
Which was really cool, and I was like, yay.
So what is that like? It was like instead of doing a 2 years master, you string it down to like 1 year or something?
No. So it was a 2-year short term or short, I guess, shorter time. So it was like 1 year you do your like all your classes, and then the second year you do your classes and your internship. And then yeah, you just graduate in 2 years. So it was shortened, and that was a lot. Like just in general, like that whole process.
What about it was a lot? Like was it like a lot of hours you were putting in? Was the work just harder? Like what was you're in grad school now? What was the difference?
Yeah. I would say that I had 4 jobs. So I had my internship. I had my internship. I had my grad assistantship. So I also applied for a grad assistantship, which I got, which I was an advisor at Westfield State, basically advising academic warning students and criminal justice students for their first year.
Oh, how can you kind of dive into that? Like, how was that? Like,
it was really good. I loved being an advisor. I loved all my students in my caseload. Like, I obviously have known what it's like to be an undergrad student, obviously not in criminal justice, but in other fields. And I was able to kind of learn like criminal justice like classes and the sequence that the classes go into and like how many credits you need. And like, you know, you need to do a minor because you can't graduate with just a, you know, full-time CJ major. So I learned that. And then with my academic warning students, we like worked on skills to help them with, you know, basically not failing out. And I gave them all my advice I could about, you know, just school and life and the best I could do. So that was, I really loved that a lot.
And was that like one of the first jobs you had like after your bachelor's degree? I'm guessing like after you finished your undergrad, kind of?
Yes, I went straight into grad assistantship and my internship.
Okay.
My internship was in Greenfield. I work at a short-term, what is it called? Partial program, which is basically therapy, like group therapy.
Yeah.
And I ran group therapy with adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you kind of get all these things? Because these are actually like, because I mean, I feel like personally, I feel like a lot of times I see people graduate, especially you're going already back into your master's, people like struggle to get jobs like in their field or like trying to like find certain things. So it sounds like you kind of got connected, like pretty well set up really quick with an advisory job and a really good freaking internship, all kind of the things that you wanted to do. How did you get there? How did you get those resources?
I would say, well, one, through school, because they had to put me in a placement, but I actually had a really hard time with my placement, and actually was behind many hours going into it because they accidentally messed up. So shout out to them.
What do you mean? What happened? Like they didn't like do it early enough, or like what?
My placement quit on me basically in the summer. So as soon as I was going into grad school or like into my placement, they were like, "We are so sorry, but like we're not taking you anymore." So I basically was screwed. So if I didn't have a placement, that means I wouldn't have graduated. Yeah. So this placement, I tried to apply to another place in Springfield, and they were like, it just didn't work out. And then I tried to apply, like I was just applying, like they were literally sending letters like, hey, we have a grad student whose placement fell through, like please like help her. Because I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like I just was here. Yeah, I was just here. Like I won't graduate like without internship. And then the place in Greenfield, the partial program was like, yeah, we could take someone. So obviously they took me and I got my hours, but it did push me back a bit. So I had to work through both breaks, spring break, part of summer, like after graduation, and winter break. So I had to like grind, and like through that I also obviously was working the grad internship or the grad assistantship. I also worked at the shelter, a homeless shelter in Westfield, which is actually another thing where I had my internship for undergrad. Okay. So I got promoted, and I started being like an actual worker.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually started working there, like in
Okay.
grad school instead of just being an intern.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to leave all my residents because
Oh.
I was like, I love them so much. And obviously, like, so many people come and go from the shelter that it's always hard to see, the people that you've like helped coming and going. And some of them got kicked out, and obviously, some of them were onto better things, which is
That's
amazing.
always the
Like,
best. Yeah.
yeah, but it was sad because I've actually just recently like stopped working at the shelter, and I was just like, oh.
Oh.
But that, and then I worked at a bar too, so that was fun. That was for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But all those things like I was doing during my
Yeah. How did you manage that? Like. I feel like, do you ever just like want to break down and cry? Yo, like I don't got no free
sometimes.
time. Like, oh my gosh, this is so hard.
Sometimes, but I thrive off of like a lot of things. So like when
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything, like I actually am getting like I get sad and depressed.
Oh.
So I have to do stuff. Like it's really weird, but like the more I do, the better I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with this, it was like working the 4 jobs, doing all these things, like I wasn't tired.
Hmm.
Like I was just able to go, 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 go.
Mm-hmm.
And right now in my life, I feel like I need that still.
Okay.
So working a full-time job has been a little bit hard for me because I feel like I still need that. Like
There's not enough like extracurricular like happening.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So boom, um, that was really good. You kind of killed that. But so what would you say was the biggest lesson that you use now like on a daily basis? You're out here, you've been through a bachelor's, undergrad, master's, day-to-day life now. What do you feel that you use the most from college? Like what did like whether it was something in the classroom, heck, maybe it was just something that somebody told you in passing. For me, it was the handshake.
It wasn't the camera.
Nah, I was an education major.
Yeah,
I didn't do
I
any of
forgot
this.
about that.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be a teacher too. So I
Look
was.
at us.
I was funny. I thought I was gonna be a gym teacher, and like my logic was like, oh, I mean, I like kids. I mean, I'm athletic. I get to wear sweatpants every day and throw dodgeballs at kids, and like everybody I knew that was successful was like at least a teacher. Like my best friend. I don't know. That sounded like a good life. Sweatpants and dodgeballs. That sounded pretty good. But yeah, so I wasn't in school to do any of this actually until I switched majors, like my sophomore year. I did 1 semester of communications and then I never
And that's okay.
made it back to college. But yeah, but
I
yeah,
remember that.
it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, though. So what was the biggest lesson for you that you learned from college,
um
or just the biggest takeaway?
I guess kind of what I said earlier is like advocating for yourself and being able to tell people like what you want educationally. Because sometimes I have a hard time advocating for myself,
Like even now?
not educationally,
Hmm.
but like educationally, I was like, this is what I need, or like, I'm struggling with this. This is what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like learning that because I feel like, especially with my life, I've always felt like because of my learning challenges, like I've almost felt like by my parents too, like they've always advocated for me
Hmm.
in ways which is very helpful, obviously. But being back in California, like our education system is so bad. And
Hmm.
obviously when I was younger, like they would have to be like, this isn't okay. Like you can't like not have an IEP for my daughter. You can't like, you know, neglect her
Mm-hmm.
like stuff.
Yeah.
So for me then going to college was I think them also stepping back and being like, okay, you got that. Because I was like, okay, I got this. Like I'm
Oh yeah.
an adult. Like I need to figure this out. And obviously I love them and they help me through a lot. But I think just being out of that like they can hold my hand type
Mm-hmm.
is I think also what helped me. Because I was just like, I don't know, like it just was needed, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like realizing that I've done all this like by myself and obviously with help from others, but like me like continuing was me only,
Mm-hmm.
like deciding to go to school and get helping and getting advocating for myself and doing my grad school. And actually grad school was way easier for me than undergrad.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
So
How come? Why was grad school way easier?
um I felt like it was easy because I knew the material from
Mm-hmm.
undergrad. And
Yeah.
I felt like I was very comfortable, obviously, with my professors. I had some hiccups, but I was very comfortable with like the style, what we learned about. Um, like I kind of mentioned in social work, I feel like it's a lot about yourself. And
Yeah.
like you told me with this interview, like no one can test me on my life.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I feel with social work is no one can tell me what I lived through and what I didn't. And I can help people the way that, obviously
Mm-hmm.
there's like codes and ethics and all these things, but like I still have my experience and I have the experiences that I've made through working with clients and everything. So,
Okay. So that's cool. That's really cool. And so it sounds like as a whole, like, especially like speaking like about advocating for yourself, it sounds like just going through college just gave you like a really strong sense of accomplishment and just like kind of like a sense of agency. Like, I can get shit done in this world. I can get things done, you know?
yeah. And like, I definitely have like long term goals of what I want to do in the future and short term goals, which is currently, I'll tell you the short term goal is
Yeah.
getting my license so I can be licensed.
Like what license and what, like a licensed social worker?
Yep. So it would be like a LCSW.
Okay.
So I just have to figure that out and like tests, and I hate tests. So we'll see how that
Hmm.
goes.
That's awesome. So how short term is that for you?
I would say hopefully in the next year, like 2026. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope to get it at least in the end of 2026. So I'm
Nice.
gonna look back at this and be like 2026, 26.
Trying to get it done. She's getting a license. She's getting a license, people. I believe in it. I believe in it. So boom, like you're doing really good. You're killing this. So like speaking about college now, I feel like we kind of touched on this, and maybe I might have a little bit of an idea.
Hmm.
But if you could redo one thing about your whole college experience, if anything, what would it be?
Um, it wouldn't be anything that
Hey.
no, it wouldn't be anything related to school.
I mean, if you want to share, we're here to talk about you. It's up to you.
It would be something that I did in college that I almost got kicked out for.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? Please tell
So
us how you
we
almost
will
got
tell
expelled
the
from
team.
college.
We will.
How did you almost get expelled from college?
So I almost got expelled from college because I made a TikTok video and it went viral. Like it was millions, like millions of freaking people. I woke up one day, I literally saw my phone and I was like, what the hell? Because I was not expecting it. But long story short, my friend and I, we were in a class and basically we, like our professor wasn't, let's just say our professor wasn't professing. Is that even a word?
Teacher,
Like
professor
she
wasn't
wasn't
professing.
she wasn't teaching, but she was giving us a final like literally the day after. Or okay, back up because it's like complicated. But long story short, she basically wasn't supporting us.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was gone for an amount of time during COVID and then expected us to do like 6 assignments, 3 finals, all in like 2 weeks before finals, but was MIA the rest of the whole like the whole semester. Very rude to students. And the crazy part is, and if she watches this, the crazy part is I loved her class a lot. Like, I actually think she was an amazing professor.
Mm-hmm.
I had probably one of the easiest times in her class. I love the content. I felt like really, really confident about everything in that class.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take accountability and say that I shouldn't have posted the video because my friend basically made a video of her like yelling at students. And I wrote something being like what do we do in and literally I was like, what do we do in this situation when a professor is like not, not helping us and not, giving us finals? Like, we were it was kind of like a cry for help. Like, oh, like, what do we do in this situation? Not thinking that it was going to go online or it was going to be like blow up. Because obviously I have my like TikTok friends, like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, this is going to be funny. And like, they're going to respond and be like, that's crazy. And like, maybe like, I don't know, like give advice. So it was literally like give advice. And then the school found out, and then the school wrote me a whole email like she's gonna sue you basically.
For like what, defamation or something?
I don't even know. Yeah, because I guess her face was in the video, which was the problem.
She's in public.
And so I don't know. Like it was just a whole freaking thing, and I like do feel bad that I did that, but at the same time, I also was just like didn't think it was gonna blow up, and also was just basically asking for help.
Yeah.
I had people on TikTok send me literally like letters and documents on Instagram and TikTok being like, reach out to the dean, like send this to the dean, like you shouldn't be treated this way, like no professor should be yelling at students and making them feel this way. Professors shouldn't be doing that. So it was a whole thing, and I would say that that's probably the one thing I regret was just, I guess, posting it. Like in a way, like, do I regret it? No, because I learned from the experience of not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
But I almost got kicked out, and then like the dean was like, "Yeah, you need to apologize." So I apologized to her face to face, like on Zoom, because we were
Zoom to Zoom.
Zoom to Zoom. I never received an apology really either because I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like there needed to be some sort of like accountability.
Yeah.
Because you're a professor and you're like, you know, she was trying to make me say who was the person that took the videos, and I told her I'm not telling you because I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna tell you who that is, and you know, like I don't know. I just think the school handled it really poorly because then there was just other things that went on, and I was just like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that was just definitely my one, like, so don't post TikTok videos on Zoom, but they were everywhere during that time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, it's for real. So, and it sounds like she was I mean, be real, like, you feel like she was in the wrong.
No and yes, because I feel like, I don't know, like, I felt like I shouldn't have posted her, but I do feel like her giving us assignments and her treating other students like that was not okay. But
what was she doing in the video? Like, what was she even doing?
She was, like, yelling at students, telling them that they're not, like their dad is, like, I don't even remember. Like, she was talking about someone's parents, and I was like, first off.
So she was already in the wrong.
Yeah, like, I was like, girl, like, what are we doing? But it's really sad because I really, really like that class. And then there was multiple people, I think, that dropped out of that class actually, too.
Damn.
Because we all had, that was a discussion, was everyone was coming at her in a Zoom. Like, everyone was, like, telling them how, like, saying, like, we don't like when you do this and this and this, and then she was, like, yelling at them.
Damn, you had like an intervention.
Yeah,
for
we
your
were like
teacher.
having an intervention, and it was crazy. But and then one day I saw her at freaking where was I? I was at like Lowe's, and I was in the car when I saw her get in her car, and I literally, like, you know when you put your seat back like this?
Yo,
I like went back so quick. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, that's just some smoke you didn't need in your life.
Yeah, I was like,
I needed smoke. Exactly. So I mean, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of move past that a little bit. So, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, when it came to like college, like paying for it wise, like, did you have to like do like a lot out of pocket? Did you get like a lot of scholarships, FAFSA? Like, did you have to spend a lot for your education?
So I'm in debt, like, really badly right now. But I would say that
more than 50 grand.
Under 50.
Okay. That's
so I guess it's not as bad as it could be.
But you went to Oregon, yeah.
Yeah, right. But I got a lot of scholarships, which I wrote essays for. My parents, they helped me in the first year, I'm pretty sure, of college. And obviously they were like, we'll pay for some of it, but you need to do the rest. And so they helped me the first semester, I'm pretty sure. And then plus our urban ed, we got a lot of
that was super helpful.
Yeah, of money and all that. FAFSA, I think I took out like private loans and like what is it, subsidized loans. Like I'm still trying to figure it out, and I have to start paying my stuff like in January.
Isn't it kind of crazy how they just like because I have loans too, and like low key, like I wouldn't have taken them if I knew what I was doing. Like it's kind of crazy, like how like they just be like, yeah, 20 grand, take that.
Yeah, they're like here. And then the crazy part is I think that college students get caught up on the, you know, like as soon as like your check came in and like winter break can be like, oh, we're going to get a new car.
And they're not using
we're going to like the bar, like, you know. So it was like, I don't know. I don't think we realized, or for me personally, I was like, oh yeah, that 20,000, like, cool, I can use it now. Let's go out.
Wait, you got like a 20 grand check?
Yeah, like I took out 20,000, I'd say, for
like
undergrad.
A private loan?
Yeah, for undergrad. But just in general, like when we got our like refunds,
you know,
all of us would be like,
COVID. You remember those COVID refunds? Those are crazy. Like when they sent us home, we got like the dorming checks and all that. Yeah. I got like 5-6 grand back.
Yeah, and what are you gonna do with that 5-6 grand? You're gonna just
party.
Use it.
Exactly.
So that was that. And I don't know, like I think I mean, I think it's paying off, obviously, because I have a very nice job right now that I like. And I don't know, like I'm doing well for myself at the moment. Would I like to do better? Yes, in the future. But definitely the loans is like in the back of my head being like, I gotta start paying off in January. So yeah, but for my master's degree, I got my grad assistantship, which paid for my tuition and my fees.
So you got your master's for free?
I only had to pay, I would say, like under 10,000 for my whole master's of 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that's because of what? For what?
my grad assistantship.
So that was when you and that the grad assistantship is what? Because heck, like some people might need to know that.
Yeah, it's basically where you do some sort of like it's what the advising was.
Okay, so
So you
the
can
advisors.
apply, yeah, so you can apply to any grad assistantship in your college, or if they have it, Westfield State does, which you would do, like you would be an advisor, or you'd be, like an urban ed like advocate. I think they call it lead now. Wait, not lead. They call urban ed something else now that I'm not even remembering. But you can kind of do any sort of like grad assistantship as a graduate student to whatever program that you're comfortable or that you like. And then they'll pay for your tuition, your fees, and they'll give you a stipend.
Nice.
And that's exactly what they did for me.
That's awesome. So you sound like you got a pretty good shake on that. But looking back at your undergrad and like the loans that you took out, looking back at it now, you're more aware of it. Would you have done anything differently to pay them off, or do you feel like it was something you had to do, or like would you have moved a little differently maybe?
Probably save money.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Just like not spending, like I have Gabe's or Rain or
Gabe's. Yeah, she's like, I was first name basis in Gabe's. I had to chill.
we'd be at that bar all the time. Like, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, Gabe's was a good time. Well, I only went a couple times. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, when you get older, you're just like,
now it's time to tell it. Now I'm gonna tell it. But yeah, though. So as a whole, like, even just from what you've learned in your college experiences and everything, if anything, what would you have changed about the college system? Like if there's like something that you just wish was different, things that or something that's in college that you think just doesn't make sense as a whole, that if they did this, it could benefit people better, or just it would be smoother.
I would say that one of the things that I noticed from working with students who are failing out of the university is that a lot of it has to do with situations like mental health, or things happen in your life. And a lot of my students, like, they had like problems at home that was out of their control. And I think that the school is very like quick to be like, oh, because you're failing now you have to be on academic warning. And then from academic warning, they're like, okay, yeah, well, obviously, like, the student needs to improve. And like I've learned, advocate for yourself, actually go to class, do these things. But I had a lot of students who were doing these things. And sadly, some of them were asked to leave the university and they appealed and whatnot. But because they were going through, like parents dying and like mental health stuff. And I think that there needs to be more of a consideration and maybe some sort of like new system, I guess, to be like, hey, like maybe it's okay to pause college, do something else, and then not be like charged for it. Because I think that this whole charging thing of, obviously school wants money.
Yeah.
A lot of places want money. But the mental health wise, it's like you're penalizing students for maybe like also college as a freshman. You might not even like want to go to college. You might not, it might not be the thing for you, and that's okay. And that's what I've learned a lot is like, it's not for everyone. I had one student who was like, I want to be what is it? Like a
truck driver or something?
No, like he wanted to like drive NASCARs.
Oh.
And he's like, I want to work with cars. And he's like, I'm just here because my parents made me come here. And I was hearing a lot of that. My parents just made me like come to school. And so I think that taking the time to be like, what do you really want? Do you really want to go to go to school? And then just also having an option where it's like, it's okay to like not want to be at college. And then not having to pay for the things that you went through. Because, like if your parents are dying and you're like, I'm failing my classes because I can't get out of bed. And, now I'm having to pay 10 grand 11 grand because I didn't go to classes because my mental health was so bad, then that's penalizing the student. And why would they want to come back to school if the school was basically like, you know, telling them like, here, you need to pay this because you failed out.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're gonna make you pay it again if you want to come back.
Exactly. And I think that that is ridiculous. And I think that, I don't know, I think the schools need to see that, you know, that's, people have lives and they need to give people breaks. And obviously, like, I don't know, education is free for community college, I think. Is that correct?
I think now it is, at least at some places. Yeah.
But like state schools, like I still think that they should be lenient and be like, hey, like we know you were going through this difficult time. Like we're not going to penalize you. We'll just, you know, hold your account or, you know, defer.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe more like deferring being more of like an option. And then being like, yeah, come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
And that's what I think.
That'd be cool. So I think we're that was really good. I think we're kind of winding down. So if somebody came to you 17, 18 years old, senior year, they're kind of in that similar spot to you where it's like, I'm thinking about college. I'm not sure. Maybe it's for me. Maybe it's not for me. What would you sit them down and tell them? What's your advice you would give to them?
I don't know.
Laurentina, I need your help. I'm 17. Nobody in my family's ever been to college. I mean, I got good grades, kind of decent, but I don't know. I just never put too much thought into college. Like, why should I go to college? You tell me. Or even too, I'll go, no, this is back to me.
I would say.
One thing you kind of mentioned too, though, is just like people who are, like, some people just aren't meant for college. Like, what would you say are some of the questions that somebody should ask themselves to figure out if there's someone that should go to college, or maybe it's not, or maybe it is for them, or it's not for them?
I would say, I mean, truthfully, I would say go for, you know, a semester and see if that's something that they want to do. Because if you're never going to, like, try something, you're never going to know. So I would say give it a chance, do community college, like, figure that out. And then if that's something you're not into, then that's perfectly fine. And if that's like something you want to do, then go into it. I'd also say give yourself a chance, because with like our Common Core, like it's boring. You don't want to do it. A lot of people don't want to. Like me, I was like, this sucks. But then when I found something that I really liked, I was like, oh my God, like, you know, you're in your junior year now. And now you're like, wow, I actually like am interested in this subject. You just have to wait. And I think also like kind of looking into more like what you do want to do with your life and like what you do. And you might not know, and that's okay, because sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But like, I think just setting out kind of like the goals that you want in your future and the things that you're interested in, seeing what like goes with that. Yeah.
That's really good. That's some really good advice. If I was a 16-year-old, I'd like that.
16-year-old me was not even thinking about college, so.
Hey, look at you now.
Yeah,
look
right?
at you now. So, my final question, and I'll let you hit the road. I appreciate you coming out here. It's been really good. You kind of give us a short-term plan. 5 years from now, where does Laurentina see herself?
I have plans, and I don't want to say them out
loud. They're
loud.
lock and key. They're locking. No, let me up. Let me up. I appreciate that.
It's a secret.
Let's keep it close to the
But
best.
I do want to get my license, and I do want to start like a private practice type thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's in the works. I have ideas.
No, I'm looking forward to it, and I can tell that you're passionate about what you do now. Like, actually, what is the job you do now? I don't think you really kind of said it. If you want to say it.
Yeah, so I'm an educational coordinator at the lead agency in Holyoke, which works with DCF. So basically, I work with all the districts in Western Mass. Yeah, so they work with our highest level of care kids, which are like kids in residential programs, basically. So I oversee and have a caseload of residential program kiddos, and then I basically like advocate for kids who are in DCF, who are in our organization, who have services with school. So like if, you know, a kid reunifies back with their mom or their dad, they're in the right school district. And then I also kind of like am learning, because I'm new to the job, so I'm learning about like, you know, who's fiscally responsible for the student, like money and financially. And there's a lot of things I had no idea that went into, you know, you never thought like moving was going to be, you know, a thing, because obviously like, do you want to transport from, you know, Holyoke to Belchertown?
That's very true.
Or do you want to move schools? And like, I'm kind of the person that's like, doing all that. So.
And you like it? Is it fulfilling? You feel like it's something that you enjoy?
I do enjoy it. It's just very different because it's something that I'm not used to. I'm also not used to working really with kids. I'm used to working like with adults.
Yeah.
Obviously, and it's a little bit different because I'm not working physically with our clients like that. So it's
You use like paperwork for them and stuff.
Yeah, it's more like being in school meetings and like things like that, which I really like. I'm really enjoying the position a lot. But it's just getting used to, obviously, and having like a 9 to 5 and being like old now and being like, oh, I have a 9 to 5. Like, I'm just like, oh, I'm like such an adult. I'm adulting like bad.
Crazy, yo. Pushing 30,
Okay.
going 9 to 5.
You don't have to go that far.
9 to 5. Yo, who is the girl that I was chilling with listening to SOB, bro?
No,
this is
for real.
crazy.
Like, I'm just like
responsible and shit.
Like, I guess we're out here, so.
Hell yeah. Once again, I appreciate you sitting down with me, Laurentina. It's been awesome. Thank y'all for watching. If you did, it's been great. I'm Marsco Media. This is Laurentina of the social work field. It's been awesome, and this was the Life After College podcast. Okay, I can say it. On my own episode. On my own episode is crazy.
I was looking at the camera.
It's awesome.